You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your full roster of Days weekly spoilers for next week, running from Monday, November 27th, all the way through Friday, December 1st. There's a lot to unpack, so if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe, and now let's dig in. We still haven't seen, at the point that we're recording this, Friday's episode, and Nicole Walker asks to see her baby. She wants to see the child that died. I don't know how Dr. Pierce is going to handle this, but this was something he was very worried about when he agreed to take the big fat check with all the zeros and tell lies and say that Nicole's baby died and hand it over to Sloan to adopt. So it's very messy. Ava gets a new partner in crime. I think it's going to be Stefan DiMera, because I'd originally thought that Stefan might go to Clyde and ask him for protection, but no, Clyde summoned him out there and basically threatened Gabby. So it's a double-edged sword. If he doesn't get in business with him, he's going to have her hurt, but he can protect her if Stefan does. And what's interesting about this is Stefan and Ava have a common enemy in his brother, EJ. So that is going to get very interesting very soon. Leo gets some shocking news from Harris, and maybe Harris is going to tell him that the baby has died. And last Leo knew, the baby was fine, but, born prematurely, and Dimitri was supposed to be taking the little tot to the hospital. Going into next week, Monday, November 27th, season 59, episode 66 of Days, and EJ is pressuring Rafe Hernandez for answers. He wants Dimitri found. He wants to know if the guy did something to the baby, and that's why the baby ended up dying. Stefan and Ava are scheming together on Monday. I'm sure they have two problems in common. One is Clyde, because Clyde is threatening his wife and her son, and then EJ DiMera is threatening to try and put her in prison and to keep Gabby in prison. So I am very interested in this. I wonder if Ava is going to mention that she used to date his twin, Jake Lambert, because, of course, we all remember that. So when they were still kind of finagling around before they killed him off and gave Stefan his heart. Also on Monday, Jada Hunter offers Leo Stark a deal. I'm sure it's one of those rollover on Dimitri and you'll get away with it. But I doubt he's going to. I think she kind of already offered that deal. So we'll see how it goes. Tuesday, November 28th is episode 67 of the current season. Everett and Stephanie are busy conspiring. I wonder if at this point they have figured out that Chad bought Gwen's shares of The Spectator. I mean, as I said, it came true. I thought that scene from the promo with Chad saying, I'm going to fire your, from The Spectator, of course, was his daydream in his head, just as I suspected. But I don't think it's going to be too long before they figure out that Gwen has sold out and sold to Chad. And Stephanie's not going to like that because Chad was lying to her about it. This is all going to blow up in his face at some point very soon. Steve Johnson and John Black are back from Greece, and they have got some really, really ugly information about Konstantin that they're ready to share. And Theresa is furious at Konstantin for his latest antics. Wednesday, November 29th is season 59, episode 68 of Days of Our Lives, and somebody is having a romantic evening and they get bad news to disrupt it. So that could be so many couples in Salem, I'm not even going to hazard a guess. And Patch talks to his wife Kayla and also to Sarah, and he tells them about what he and John found out about Konstantin in Greece. Konstantin has been billing himself as this really close friend of Victor Kiriakis's, and that I think his dad supposedly gave Victor the money to start his whole enterprise that launched Titan, and that's why Konstantin feels like he is owed a chunk of Titan and why he is wooing widow Maggie Kiriakis. Thursday, November 30th in Salem is season 59, episode 69, and we have Nicole telling Holly Jonas that she's really sorry. If you recall, Holly showed up at the hospital with her mom's favorite pizza to try and comfort her, and Nicole snapped at her. She also snapped at EJ, and then she let Eric hold her in his arms while she cried, and of course EJ saw that, but EJ's actually being very understanding about it, and definitely Nicole owes Holly an apology. She's just a teenager. She doesn't understand all these big emotions and grief that Nicole is dealing with. Plus, Holly's dealing with grief of her own because, that was going to be her little brother that died. Also on Thursday, Eric tells Marlena Evans about his run-in with Nicole. And of course, he's going to talk to her about the fact that her baby died, and then the fact that he is adopting a baby boy. And there are some baby swap suspicions on Nicole's behalf very soon, because Nicole stole Sammy's baby. Do you remember that? Back when, in the past, when Nicole was pregnant with EJ and their baby died, but Sammy had just, I think, recently given birth to her and EJ's child, and Nicole ran off with, is it Sydney? Is that her name? That sounds right. And Theresa pushes Alex Kiriakis basically to DTR, to define the relationship. You know, they're roommates and kind of roommates with benefits, and now they're coworkers since he's given her a job. But as a gold digger, you know, she needs to get a ring on her finger if she wants some of that Titan money that she made sure that he got by changing the will. But Alex, you know, he definitely thought Stephanie was kind of like, could be the love of his life. And then Gwen is just somebody that I think he knows that she originally went after him because she has a thing for Brady and wanted to make him jealous. I just don't see Alex falling for her, not falling in love with her at any rate, but that's what she needs to do to get a ring on her finger. And I wonder if she's going to get more devious, you know, fake a pregnancy. I can't remember if she's still fertile or not, because some of these people, they're infertile, and you know, you have to look back in history to remember it. And I haven't looked up her medical history. So if any of you guys know that, definitely drop it in the comments below. Friday, December 1st is episode 70 of season 59. And Sloan is busy trying to get a suspect out of jail. And of course, that's her client, Leo Stark, because Dimitri knows that she is adopting a stolen baby. So she has to do whatever she can to get his little lover loose. Tate interferes with Chanel and Johnny. He is doing this at Holly Jonas's request. She wants them broken up so she can make the moves on her much older stepbrother. You know, that seems like a healthy thing to enable and encourage, right? And also on Friday, there's a new DNA test that triggers stress for someone. We did a video a little while ago when we didn't have a lot of information, and we were wondering if it was a DNA test on maybe Alex Kiriakis and Victor, you know, just as a pro forma thing to make sure that he actually is the heir before he, you know, gets full control of everything. But no, that's not what it is. So because Nicole is herself a former baby stealer, she wonders if the baby that Sloan and Eric are adopting might be her baby. It's a boy. It was conveniently born at about the same time. And she meets Eric's new baby and gets to hold the baby, and she feels this spark of something. And I don't know if Eric agrees to the DNA test just to, like, I don't think he thinks it's true, but maybe he thinks that doing the DNA test will give her peace of mind. But obviously, Sloan's in a really tight spot. So is Melinda, because Sloan really can't freak out about it too big because it's true, you know, and Eric's attitude might be, well, why not do it? Because we know it's not going to be a match, and it will give her peace of mind, give her closure, let her move forward. But of course, Sloan cannot let this happen. She has tampered with a couple of other DNA tests, and as a matter of fact, the actual DNA results from the test on EJ and Nicole's baby is in the safe, and it does show Eric as that child's father because she got flustered and got the envelopes mixed up. So there's actually already DNA proof that's very interesting, but that DNA proof would only substantiate that the child that supposedly just died was Nicole and Eric's child. So definitely Sloan and Melinda are going to have to scramble if they are going to pull off another faked DNA test. We'll see how it works out. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited to see next week. Do you think Sloan is going to fake yet another DNA test? This would be her third test tampering, I think. And I'm pretty excited to see all this. It sounds like good soapy fun. I hope everybody had a really fantastic Thanksgiving. Be sure to click subscribe if you haven't already, and come back soon. We're talking days here 7 days a week. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.